There are moments in history when one man seems larger than the world itself. In the early 1800s, that man was Napoleon Bonaparte. Kings feared him. Armies collapsed before him. Maps of Europe were redrawn because of him. At the height of his power, it seemed nothing could stop him. But every empire has a breaking point, and Napoleon was marching straight toward his. This is the story of how a small outsider became the master of Europe, and why he believed Russia would be his final triumph. Napoleon Bonaparte was not born into greatness.
So big.
He entered the world in 1769 on the island of Corsica, a rugged place filled with proud people and constant tension. His family was not rich. They were not powerful. And to many in mainland France, Corsicans were outsiders. From the beginning, Napoleon learned how it felt to be underestimated. As a boy sent to military school in France, he spoke with a heavy accent. Other students mocked him. He was lonely, quiet, and often angry.
Shadows conceal the path to
But he had
truths.
something they did not:
Here the veil begins
relentless focus. While others played, Napoleon studied. He devoured books on history and warfare. He admired the great commanders of the past and dreamed of surpassing them. He once wrote that a leader is a dealer in hope. Even then, he believed he was meant to lead. Opportunity arrived during the chaos of the French Revolution. France was collapsing. The monarchy had fallen. Violence filled the streets. Old systems were being destroyed, and the army desperately needed talented officers.
Soldiers, the moment
Napoleon
is now.
proved himself
Advance
quickly.
and claim victory.
In 1793, during the siege of Toulon,
Gentlemen, the enemy
he
is here.
devised
We
a plan
advance at
that
dawn.
forced the British fleet to
Soldiers,
withdraw.
form!
It was bold, precise, and successful. He was only 24.
We advance
Suddenly,
here at first
people were
light.
paying
It's
attention.
heavily we must flank from the
Promotions
east
followed.
ridge. But sir,
Responsibility grew. And with each victory,
ready!
Napoleon's
Make way, I
confidence
must
expanded.
The news is spreading like wildfire.
Then came Italy. In 1796, he was given command of the French army of Italy.
History will remember.
Many thought it was a hopeless assignment. The soldiers were starving, poorly equipped, and tired of losing. When Napoleon first addressed them, he did not promise comfort. He promised glory. "You are naked and ill-fed," he told them. "I will lead you into the most fertile plains in the world."
They're coming. Get up.
It was not just a speech.
Move,
It was
move
a
now.
vision.
We have to go.
Men will march through hell for a leader who gives them one. Napoleon moved fast, faster than his enemies believed possible. He split opposing armies, attacked where they were weakest, and refused to fight on anyone else's terms. Battle after battle, the
Enemy
victories
cavalry
piled
massing
up.
on the ridge. I see them.
Within a year,
Gentlemen, the
Austria
situation
was
demands
forced to
immediate action. We
negotiate.
must proceed.
Europe
Agreed.
had a
Let us
new
finalize
military
the terms.
genius.
Indeed, we are ready.
But Napoleon was not
The eastern
satisfied with
passes
being
must be
just a
secured by
general.
dawn.
Power,
Flank them
once
here
tasted,
before they can regroup.
is rarely enough.
They're moving the carriage. Get
In
back.
1799,
Clear the way, now.
France
No,
was
wait, we
again
must see.
unstable. Political leaders were weak, and the government struggled to control the country. Napoleon saw his
Soldiers,
moment. He returned to Paris and helped orchestrate a coup. The existing government fell, and a new one rose with Napoleon at its center.
Officers of the realm, attend
Soon,
my command.
he became first consul,
You will lead the
effectively the
vanguard
ruler
at dawn.
of France. Order returned. The economy stabilized. Laws were reorganized under what became known as the Napoleonic Code, shaping legal systems for
My
generations.
friends, this parchment holds our rights.
Many citizens saw him not as a tyrant, but as the man who had saved the nation. Still, Napoleon wanted more than stability. He wanted permanence. In 1804, inside the Grand Cathedral of Notre Dame, he crowned himself Emperor of the French. The message was unmistakable. His authority came from no king, no pope, no tradition. It came from himself. Europe
This is
watched
an
in alarm.
outrage.
So please come calm
Monarchies
yourself.
feared that revolution
watches us
and
still,
Napoleon
as he
would
always
spread
has.
across the
Storm
continent.
mirrors our.
Coalitions formed to stop him. They failed. At Austerlitz in 1805, often called his greatest victory, Napoleon faced the combined forces of Russia and Austria. Outnumbered, he appeared vulnerable. It was a trap. he deliberately weakened his right flank, tempting the enemy to attack.
Soldiers, advance!
As they moved, Napoleon struck the center with devastating force, splitting their army in two. The battle was over in a single day. Tens of thousands were killed, wounded, or captured. After Austerlitz, no one doubted his brilliance. The Holy Roman Empire, which had existed for nearly 1,000 years, dissolved soon after. Europe was being reshaped by one man's ambition, and the victories continued. At Jena, at Friedland, again and again, opposing armies learned the same lesson. Traditional warfare could not keep up with Napoleon. He moved faster, planned smarter, and inspired fierce loyalty in his troops. To his soldiers, he was more than an emperor. He was destiny. By the early 1800s, much of continental Europe either answered to Napoleon or feared the day it might have to.
My lord.
Yet one enemy remained beyond his reach. Britain. The island nation controlled the seas. Napoleon understood that defeating them directly would be nearly impossible without naval superiority.
Aye, keep your eyes.
So he chose another weapon.
Gentlemen, we strike here and here. A bold
Britain
plan. What
could
of the
not
enemy
trade
fleet?
with Europe,
We flank them.
its power
Speed is
might
our
crumble.
ally.
This strategy became known as the Continental System, a massive blockade designed to cut Britain off from the continent. Every nation under Napoleon's influence was expected to comply. Most did.
The manifest is
One did
incomplete.
not. Russia. At first,
Admiral,
the
winds
relationship
favor
between
our
Napoleon
advance. Indeed,
and Tsar
Captain, but
Alexander
hasten by
I
peril. Our alliance
seemed
is our
promising.
strength. Then we proceed.
After earlier conflicts, the two leaders met and negotiated peace. For a moment, it looked as if Europe might stabilize. But alliances built on convenience rarely last. Russia's economy suffered under the trade restrictions. Smuggling increased. Frustration grew. Slowly, the
reports
Tsar began to
confirm it.
pull
We
away from
cannot delay.
Napoleon's system.
Then we mobilize at dawn.
To Napoleon, this was more than disobedience. It was a challenge to his authority. By now,
Gentlemen, we
years
cannot
of
delay.
victory
The
had
enemy
shaped the
advances.
emperor's thinking.
But our supplies are low. It
He
is a
believed
great
in
risk.
momentum,
A risk we must
in
take.
decisive action, in the idea that boldness could solve almost any problem. Had he not proven that again and again? When enemies gathered, he crushed them. When obstacles appeared, he moved through them. Success can be a
You think you can
dangerous
escape
teacher.
this?
Look
It
at yourself, the
whispers that you
path you've
cannot
chosen.
fail.
There's no turning back.
Around him,
The eastern flank
advisors
is
urged
vulnerable.
caution.
We must.
Russia was vast. Its distance is enormous, its winters legendary. Invading such a land would not be like the campaigns of Central Europe. Supply lines would stretch thin. Weather
Ready on
could
my
become an
mark!
enemy as deadly as any army. But
Reload,
Napoleon saw
move!
it differently. If
Ready
Russia
on my
refused to
mark!
comply,
Projectile
then Russia
away!
must be forced. One
Reload,
powerful
move!
campaign, one decisive victory. And the Tsar would have no choice but to return to the fold.
You won't believe what the sergeant said. What?
Napoleon's
One about the
mind,
latrine? That
was
was
not
the
reckless.
best, right? We're still
It
laughing.
was necessary.
Status confirmed. We're on schedule.
Standing still
Any
was
issues
never
with the
his
route?
style.
None. We proceed as
He
planned.
began to imagine assembling the largest
Soldiers of
army
the
Europe
Empire,
had ever
the hour
seen.
of reckoning is at hand.
A multinational
Advance and
force
claim
so
victory.
overwhelming that resistance would collapse quickly. The campaign would be swift. The triumph
The situation is dire. We must act now.
And afterward,
Forward, men!
there would be
Advance!
no serious rivalry.
Steady! Hold the line!
Napoleon would not just be master of Europe, he would define it. Yet history often turns not on arrogance alone, but on the quiet details leaders overlook. Distance, climate, logistics, human endurance. These are enemies no strategy can fully control. Still, as the emperor looked eastward, none of that seemed real enough to stop. He saw only the final step in a journey that had carried him from mocked schoolboy to general, to emperor, to legend. What he did not see, what no one fully saw, was that he was about to lead his empire toward a horizon from which it might never fully return. Because sometimes the higher a man climbs, the more devastating the fall. And Napoleon was closer to the edge than he realized. But power has a way of changing relationships. The same rulers who once shook Napoleon's hand would soon begin to question his growing dominance. Among them was Tsar Alexander of Russia, a man who had
Admiral,
once
the
stood
winds
beside
favor
him
our
in
advance.
fragile peace.
Indeed, Captain, but haste invites peril. Our
At
alliance is our
first,
strength.
their
Enemy
alliance looked
infantry advancing
unbreakable.
from the east. Their cavalry
emperors,
is flanking from the right.
two
We must hold
vast
the line high.
empires.
Signal the reserves.
One shared understanding. Yet beneath the surface, trust was fading. Promises were quietly bent. Economic pressure tightened its grip. Pride would not allow either man to step back. What began as cooperation would slowly transform into suspicion, and then into rivalry. Because when two of the most powerful leaders on Earth refuse to yield, conflict is no longer a possibility. It is only a matter of time. In the next episode, allies turned enemies. Watch as friendship turns into tension, and tension moves Europe one step closer to a war that will change history forever. Once you see how it begins, you will understand why the march to Russia was no sudden decision, but the result of a relationship falling apart. Subscribe and join us as we continue the march through history.